This is Liva, a mom of four that wanted to earn some extra income aside from her dental nurse job. In March of 2024, she had already been doing Etsy for over a year and only had about 400 sales. She was at the brink of giving up. But at the same token, she also was not ready to give this whole thing up. She was determined to make it work. And now, in 2025, in June, during the slow summer months, as some people say, she made 4K in profit, and in July, she made 5K in profit, all while being on summer vacation with her family. The results that she has is truly astonishing, especially given how it was just a year ago. And she did all of this using a process called print on demand. Print on demand is a process where you make designs and you then put them for sale on Etsy. Then once something actually sells, you connect that order to Printify, and they then fulfill and ship the order for you at your behalf, and you don't have to even think about inventory or any of that stuff. They handle all of that for you. And in this interview with Liva, we'll learn how she turned her luck around, the actual strategies that she implemented to make this happen, and how she even had her biggest months on Etsy while being on summer vacation, which is honestly kind of crazy. All of her stats has been vetted and verified by me before the call, but for privacy reasons, we won't be sharing her exact print on demand store. And if you want to create a business like this yourself, I've previously made a 7+ hour free Etsy course on how to actually make this whole business happen, and you can find that here or in the description down below. But for now, let's say hi to Liva. Okay, welcome Liva. Let's see here. So you've done super well recently on Etsy, and it's been kind of crazy, honestly, to see your growth. You went earlier this year from feeling that you couldn't, at least you told me, that you couldn't do Etsy if you lived abroad from the US. You have gone from that place to now making around $4,000 to $5,000 in profit a month. This, that's an insane growth. So first off, I just want to say that's all because of your work and everything that you've put in. It's an insane amount of it's just a proof that you're providing an insane amount of value to the Etsy platform, and you're doing it super well. So congrats for that first. That's insane. But apart from that too, who are you and how did this whole Etsy journey thing start for you?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it started like a couple of years ago. I think it was 2023 in February when I started my Etsy journey. I was just looking for some extra income because we have 4 kids, and I was on my third maternity leave with our twins, and I was just searching to find some ways to get some extra income, and I somehow started to watch all these POD videos on YouTube, and then I opened my shop in February. So it started very slow. I don't remember. My brother was my first sale. It was
Nice.
about 1 month or almost 2 months in, and then the day after I got my first organic sale. So and then I got just occasionally some sales, and yeah, I think I used a lot of ads at the beginning, too much. I lost a lot of money there. So yeah, it started really slow for me because I remember last year in May I got 500. I had 500 sales last May, and then around.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but so in the beginning, just to summarize, so in the beginning, you got your first sale from your brother, and then you said it took like a month or two to get the first organic sale from Etsy.
No, the day after my brother purchased something from me, I got first organic sale. But it was like my brother purchased something like 1 month in or almost 2 months in, because I didn't want him to buy something when I didn't have enough listings. I thought I need to have at least 30 or 40 listings to
have a shop, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so it still took like probably then a month or so, or to just get the first organic sale in and of it all, right?
Yeah.
And then you started in 2023, it sounds like.
Yes.
Yes. And then if so, and how did that, so in the beginning from like 2023 to 2024, that's your first year in the, like the beginning. How did that all go for you?
It was pretty slow. I was still working when I was done with my maternity leave. I started to work, but still we have 4 kids, and like it was difficult to find time for Etsy. I did it on the evenings when the kids went to sleep, uh, and on weekends. So I didn't have that much time for Etsy. But yeah, it went pretty slow, and it kind of added up. And then last year we decided that I was gonna leave my job and just focus on Etsy. But it was mainly because the logistics with all the kids. So it wasn't because I earned that much that I could pay the bills, but it was
Yes.
because it would just be easier for a family.
Yeah, because I mean it's a full-time job raising kids. So I can that was the main reason that you wanted, that you made the logistics with your partner, that you would stay at home so you can take care of the kids.
Yes.
I assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
how much?
it was pretty slow until it started to go really well. Maybe this year in spring this year.
Spring this year. So in
Yeah.
2024. So in the beginning, like how, in your first year. So if we go back to 2023, how much would you say that you earned? And again, I don't personally like when people just talk revenue a lot of the time. So how much did you earn in like profit that first year in 2023?
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
I was in red.
I was in red. Yeah.
I
A
think
lot
for
of
the whole year I went like $2,000 in minus.
$2,000 minus. Okay. I think you
Yeah.
mentioned that before the call too.
It's because I shopped. I bought a lot of mockups, and then I was in a mentorship program in Cassie's mentorship program, which helped a lot because it was. I wanted to quit many times, and she was the one that said that, oh, you need to do this seriously because you can register as a, how do you say,
Do
say
you mean
man.
a sole proprietorship?
Yeah, you have to do it seriously, like as a business. So that is why I didn't quit, because I had already did have done the buyers.
No, it makes total sense. So, uh, yeah, I mean, it's hard for everyone in the beginning, but once you take that leap of faith and you actually treat this as a real business, it can become a real business. So, so you earned, so the first time so the first year you may went $2,000 minus, which is huge. So a lot of money in the red. And then how did it go in 2024?
I'm not that good at keeping track on on things or numbers, so I didn't go minus then. It was plus, but I don't remember now
No,
how
that's
well
okay.
it went.
That's all
but
okay.
but I managed to earn something, but
Nice. That's
it
good.
wasn't like my main job, so I didn't care for that much.
Yeah, the key thing again here is to understand, because again this whole journey is it's a lot of work and doesn't happen in a day, but so basically 2 years in, about 2 years in, you have had an insane amount of growth now from 2025. What have you done this year to like go from struggling to not making this work for a long time? And I also want to preface and say that a lot of people quit in that time because they feel that nothing is working. This whole business is just, yeah, it's just a pain, nothing works. This is something that like called the valley of despair, that we've all, like every single entrepreneur has to have been in this position. And it's the valley of despair when you feel like nothing is working. So but you kept on pushing, you kept on like being there and actually making this happen. So but practically, what did you do now in 2025 to give you this insane amount of growth? I mean, you went from $20,000 minus in 2023 to now making about $4,000 to even $5,000 in profit a month. This is not revenue, this is profit.
Yeah.
What did you do this year to really like facilitate this kind of growth?
Yeah, I kind of looked over my photo cards and my offer, and you have been a great help there, because you gave me some feedback and on what I could improve there. So I think that helped a lot, but also that I started to sell in niches that people usually order multiple shirts, and that helped me a lot, because when somebody buys multiple things, it just Etsy pushes it even higher and higher, and then every time somebody buys like 4, 5, 6 items, or even 2, so everything adds up. So I earned a lot of bestsellers during 1 month, and I just kept doubling down. I found my style, and now everything I did was just doubling down, and also that I'm in the niches where people usually buy multiple items. So I think that was the big change.
So to summarize that, because there's a lot of good learnings here. The first thing that you did was that you got feedback. You basically, when you say that you got feedback on stuff, you basically learned more stuff about this whole thing. You got feedback from me in the mentorship that I have. The second thing that you did was that you focused on group shirts to like increase the average order value. That is a huge type. That is a specific type of strategy that you can do to Etsy to really like to go for it. But the key thing with that is to just go for it, just like you have done, to focus on it. Because the third thing that you did, which was really, really, really good, was that, because I think this is important to hear, is that once something is working, we need to double down on it. And that's exactly what you did. So you found something that started to work, or you learn new stuff. The good thing that I've always seen with you, does not apply to every single person. This is specifically to you, Liva, that I commend you for, is that you learned, you hear some new information, then you apply that said information like almost instantly. A lot of people, they tend to learn like hear some new information, but don't apply it. They are like really slow with applying the new information that they have. How you learn stuff, in my own experience, and how you can actually make progress fast, just like Liva, is that you learn new information and then you apply it almost immediately. And that's the thing that I think, from my end at least, looking at you and your progress, one of the biggest major things that actually like contributed to your growth, because you took new information and you just applied it directly.
Yeah.
You didn't feel like you were being criticized. You just took the feedback and applied it, and you, from that has led you to like to that has just contributed a lot to that. That mindset has just contributed so much to your growth, I think. But the second thing that you focused on was group shirts. That is really good for like the having a higher like average order value. Apart from that, is doubling down on what works. So 3 things that she did here that really, really facilitated growth. And
it's like I spend less time listing or coming up with new designs, because I just double down. It's one to make a new design for me. It just takes a couple of seconds now, because I know the font I want to use, and like basically all my new listings, they are the same. It takes so little effort now. It just I can earn. I've had I don't even know how many bestseller listings I have now, because you can't see that that easily.
I mean, it's just so impressive to see, because it's also important to know that this is not like Q4 numbers. I mean, you've earned, this is this year, so in 2025, and we're filming this on the 12th of August. So this is before Q4, before even the surge of like all of the people actually looking at Etsy hits. So these are not Q4 numbers. I mean, this happened during summer, right? All of
Yeah,
these.
it's just like in April I started to double down. Like if I compare to January, I had like 1,000 profit, and then just for each month it just kept growing, and yeah.
Yeah, you show me those charts, and you can just see that like the growth is going like this. And I mean, this is from January up towards summer. Like so many people talk about the summer slump, which I don't really have ever really liked, because I mean, you peaking in July, it's just going like this, and like even imagining Q4, it will go like this, and then we'll go, and
Yeah,
then we will just
yeah.
spike up, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
because I basically didn't do a lot of listings in during the whole summer. We were just vacationing for 2 months, and I I didn't add that many new listings. It
And I
was
think
just yeah.
that's an awesome takeaway too, because so many people here on YouTube, they talk about listing and list a lot of stuff. What Liva did differently here is that she provided quality listings by adding value to the platform. And because she's adding value to the platform, she can vacate for 2 months and have her biggest 2 months when she's not
Yeah,
even adding listings to the platform. Insanity. Yeah, it's an insane opportunity, this whole Etsy thing, and it's so rewarding for me to see you go from not even thinking that this will work for someone that lives in Sweden like me, or any European
yeah,
country, or any foreigner from the US, to making this whole thing like basically what's it called, economically free. So it's
yeah.
kind of, but so
I was about to quit so many times, like, and for many different reasons. Sometimes it was accounting part that seemed really overwhelming, and sometimes it was the designing, or that I cannot add value, or yeah, just many different things. And I don't know. For the most part, I enjoy the creative part and the whole process of listing and communicating with the customers, and yeah, for the most part I enjoy that, and yeah, that's
yeah, that's
what
awesome.
helped me going. That I like the creative part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you telling me that you were almost at the brink of giving up when you
Yeah,
first sent that email to me. It was, so it's just crazy to see the growth, and it's really really satisfying, like really, really satisfying for me to just see that you've gone from that place to this place. But so okay, so now we know what you actually did to turn this whole thing around, and it basically took you, like I think a lot of, when it comes to any business, there's so many things to learn. Like this didn't happen overnight for Liva. She
no,
started in 2023, and it started to really like ramp up in 2025 because of
yeah,
all the reasons that I mentioned before. But it still took a lot of time to just get to that place. So it doesn't happen today. So it's just key to know that it takes time with this business. It doesn't happen in a whole day. But apart from that, we talked about some listing, like optimizing listing images. We talked about doing group shirts. We talked about doubling down. Three big strategies to do. But was there any like strategies that didn't work for you?
um, I don't know. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I just try to take something from everyone I watch. And if I listen to something that I don't agree with, or I don't want to try, I just skip that. But I just take the information that I think I can apply to my shop. So I don't know why there has been so many videos that I watched, so it's hard to say. Yeah, I from time to time I try to list my new items with lower price. Sometimes I didn't do that. I don't know if it's hard to tell if it's actually helping, because I don't do this A/B testing. It's just too much effort for me. I think I'm quite lazy with the numbers. I don't follow up things, and I just want to be as streamlined as possible. So I don't sit down and look at the numbers or conversion rate. I just try to enjoy the listing process and like that everything is just rolling.
Oh, okay, okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. But like, there's just so many strategies out there, and I just know from personal experience that some things that I tried in the beginning, like for instance, I heard that if you have more than like 6 colors or something like that on a sweatshirt listing,
Okay.
someone gets decision fatigue and
Yeah.
they won't they won't buy. Where actually, so that didn't actually work at all for me. When I added like 10 to 12 colors on a sweatshirt listing, that actually increased the conversion rate because people like to have options. They don't like to have contradiction like contradicting options. Sorry.
Yeah.
So like not like 3 greens or like 5 blues,
Yeah.
like one, but they do want to have 1 blue, 1 green, 1 red, and so forth, and 10 different colors. So was there any like strategy that you tried like that just didn't work for you?
Yeah, I've had different approaches. At the beginning, I think I had like 10 colors max, or then I had some listings that had just a couple of color options. It's really hard to tell if it's something like that makes difference because it's a different design and yeah, I just don't like to do A/B testing. I just list and forget about it, list and forget about it. Just I'm trying to not overthink this. So, but now lately I've been offering a lot of color options, and I don't see that that's somehow causing me less sales. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I think it rather helps than yeah.
then doesn't. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it's just good because I just really wanted to just point that there's so many different strategies out there, and there's some that just don't really work. But being the action taker that you are, I can imagine that it's hard to recollect like a lot of them because you just try one thing and then just go to the next.
Yeah, yes, I try something, then I either I just keep doing the same thing, or I just change that and don't think about the rest.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. One thing that I also really wanted to ask you, because Etsy ads since like August or September last year has been crazy. So how has Etsy ads been for you this whole year?
Yeah, I think I've decreased the amount I spend on ads because of the click-through rate. It's just it was causing a lot. Um, I don't remember. I even had like periods where I had $500 up for a budget for a day, but now I have like $13 or something like that. I still get sales, and I just saw that it took so much profit away. And
Yeah.
yeah,
This is
I
like,
used to babysit them and toggle off all the unnecessary tags, but it just seemed too much work for me. I wanted to focus more on like designing and listing, and yeah, I've had times where I babysit ads and look at them every day, and now I just look like what you said in your mentorship program, that it's the ROAS should be above 2 point something. So when I see that it drops, I just take the ad down. I
that's awesome.
usually list all the new listings with the ads, and then I see how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, because what you referred to was that I always say that you can just take the revenue divided by the ad spend for the whole month, and then I usually want, since I have a healthy profit margin, Liva has too, between like 30 to 40%. Then you generally want the ROAS to be above 2.5. The problem
Yeah.
nowadays is that the cost per like click is so high, and I've actually haven't even used them all year. And what the best thing here that Liva tells us is that she's a lazy person. I feel
Yeah.
I feel like similarities here because I feel the same way about myself. And the good thing when you're a lazy person is that you only do the things and you focus on the things that needs to be focused on. Because again, that just like low. Because again, we don't want to sit and just turn off keywords, especially not since they just cost so much anyways. So just
Yeah.
lowering the budget so it's feasible, and then just focusing on new designs and listings, which
Yeah.
Liva is a pro at now. Sounds like the best thing that you actually could do in the situation. So I think it's a major perk that you're actually lazy, because it redirects your focus to the things that you need to focus on.
Yeah, I don't like that's something also Cassie always says, that just don't overthink this, and that's really that I try to do as well. I don't overthink. I don't analyze a lot of data. I just do the race and
Hell
and
yeah,
then
yeah. I
try
mean,
to enjoy the process.
hell yeah, you're an action taker, and that's the key part that I also really want to get through. Like doing what Liva does, just taking action, not overthinking stuff, just doing when things need to be done. Like if Etsy doesn't work, you don't have to like sit and simmer about it. You can just lower the budget and focus on the things that you need to do, just like Liva did.
Yeah,
So
I get some orders from ads, and I have days that I don't get any order from my ads, and it's okay. It's just I only spend like $13 per day, and I easily earn that just selling regular orders without the orders that I got to get organically. So I don't worry much about that.
that's awesome. So I just let's see here. One of the things, so before we wrap, I always want to ask one last question, but before we even go there, I just want to say that there's so much things that we can learn from this interview. So I would highly recommend to just watch this back, because Liva is just like anybody. They can also make this work if they really need to, and it doesn't happen in a day. But if you take consistent action, then this can happen, and we can learn that learning about stuff and like implementing the stuff that you learn, and then focusing on the things that actually work. In Liva's
Yeah.
case, that was group shirts, and then doubling down on that specific design style, plus just ensuring to take action on the things that you need to take action on. That is the thing that moves the needle that you can really learn and take away from Liva's experience here. But there's so many nuggets, so I would highly recommend to rewatch this. But before we wrap, I want to ask this question. So, Liva, what would you say to anyone thinking about starting print on demand on Etsy today?
I would say that don't expect this to work right away. It just takes a lot of effort at the beginning, and you don't get paid much. It just yeah, you just need to keep going, and sometimes it can take a couple of years, like
Yeah,
in my case.
I think that's a perfect note to wrap on. Thank you so much, Liva, for sharing your knowledge and sharing your experience. I think this will help a lot of people.
Thank you.